These are the only exercises you need to build real muscle and strength, the creme de la creme of movements. No matter what program you follow, at least one of these exercises per muscle group deserves a spot. I'll break down exactly why each one made the list, the science, the mechanics, the range of motion, to save you time from trial and error. Let's get into it. Starting with chest, 3 exercises. Number 1, dips. It's the upper body squat. What makes dips elite is the deep stretch you get at the bottom. Your chest is fully lengthened under load. Research has consistently shown that training muscles in a stretched position leads to more hypertrophy. You're also moving through a huge range of motion, hitting chest, front delts, and triceps all at once. Start off with body weight, then add load. Incline press. I set the bench at 30 degrees. 45 degrees is a little too much since it starts working the shoulders more, so 30 degrees is the sweet spot. This angle shifts emphasis to the clavicular head, which is the upper chest. This is the one that most people are underdeveloped in. The incline also allows a deep stretch at the bottom of the rep when the dumbbells or bar come down past chest level, and that's where that growth happens. I personally use dumbbells because I get to go deeper, get a better stretch, and also feels more natural and better on my wrists, so the movement feels a lot better. Chest press. You can do a flat bench or the machine at a slight incline. I love this exercise. Full range of motion from stretch to contraction. The chest's primary function is horizontal adduction, bringing your arm across your body and pressing movements load that pattern. This will really fill out your chest, works the whole thing, and you can go heavy on this. I do have an honorable mention, which are chest flies. Again, maximum stretch. They're great for isolation, but your pressing movements where you can progressively compound and add weight, and this is where you're doing the heavy lifting. This is where you're going to get the primary growth from, because the key to muscle growth is increasing your strength. So chest flies, I would do them at the end of your workout. High reps, lightweight, 3 to 4 sets. Moving on to back, 3 exercises for width and thickness. Pull-ups. It's the king of vertical pulling. No matter how strong or advanced you are, this exercise will always be challenging because you can do so many different variations of this. At the bottom of a pull-up, your lats are fully stretched. Arms overhead, shoulder blades elevated. That lengthened position under tension is where you stimulate the most growth. Wide grip emphasizes the lats, closer grip, more the biceps and mid-back. Once body weight is easy, once you can do 10 reps, start loading it up. Barbell rows. This one is great. Horizontal pulling for thickness. You're hitting lats, rhomboids, traps, rear delts, and your spinal erectors are working isometrically to keep you stable. The key here is letting the bar come forward at the bottom, so let your shoulder blades protract and your lats stretch. Most people are cutting the range of motion short, and then they lose half this range of motion. You need to go all the way down, feel the full stretch and the full contraction. This one you can go heavy on. Seated rows. It's the same horizontal pull pattern, but there's more stability, so you can really focus on the squeeze. Use a neutral grip. You can do them also, as I have here, with separate 2 grips. Pull it to your belly button, control the eccentric. The cable keeps the constant tension through the entire range, which you don't get with free weights. There's no dead spots at the top or bottom. Width comes from vertical pulls and thickness from horizontal pulls. That's the formula, simply. Moving on to shoulders. 3 movements for that capped 3-dimensional look. Your shoulders are made up of 3 heads. You got front, side, and rear. So we need to hit all of them. Number 1 is the overhead press. You can use a barbell, dumbbell, or kettlebell. Doesn't matter. The deltoid's primary function is shoulder flexion and abduction, and pressing overhead loads both of those. So standing is ideal because you're building core stability and total body tension. Full lockout at the top, controlled descent to below chin level for full range. I personally do one-handed dumbbell presses or kettlebell presses. You can also load up the barbell, and just depends on how you feel. Lateral raises. The side delts don't get much work from pressing. They need direct isolation. So lateral raises put the medial head through its full range of motion from arm by your side to arm parallel with the floor. A key tip is lean slightly forward. This keeps tension on the muscles and off the joint. This one, I go lightweight and high reps. Feel that burn, and that's what's gonna build your shoulder width. 3 sets, 15 to 20 reps. will do it. And now, rear delt flies. The rear delts are one of the most overlooked muscles, and they're extremely important because they are actually the ones that give you that 3D look. They're responsible for shoulder extension and external rotation, which is crucial for posture and shoulder health. Cables are great here, but you can also use dumbbells, lean forward sit at a bench and just spam the reps in. Or you can put your chest on a bench and do them that way. Shoulders are a smaller muscle group, so you can hit them more frequently, but twice a week is perfect. Moving on to legs. 4 movements that cover every function. Number 1, the squat, the king for a reason. You're loading the quads through deep knee flexion, the glutes through hip extension, and the adductors through the bottom position. The deep stretch on all these muscles at the bottom of a squat is where the magic happens. And studies have shown that the lengthened position produces the most hypertrophy stimulus. Full depth, controlled tempo, and progressively overload them. Second one is the hack squat. This is a great alternative to the squat. It takes the lower back and stability demands out of the equation, so you can fully focus on the quads. You have to sit deep into the stretch at the bottom without worrying about your balance. Feet low and narrow increases knee flexion, which means more quad emphasis. This really destroys your quads. Hip thrusts. The glute's main job is hip extension, driving your hips forward. The hip thrust is peak tension at full hip extension, which is the contracted position. Most exercises are hardest at the stretch. This one is hardest at the squeeze. That's why it's the best glute builder. Drive through your heels, pause at the top, feel the contraction. They work your hamstrings as well. Guys tend to neglect glutes, and it shows. And of course, we got to finish off with calf raises. Standing calf raises. Calves respond to heavy load and full range of motion. The standing position keeps the gastrocnemius, which is the bigger calf muscle, fully engaged because it crosses both the ankle and the knee. Pause at the bottom for a full stretch, explode up, squeeze at the top. Most people bounce through the reps, do it very quickly. You need to take your time with it. You can work out 2, 3, even 4 times a week, 3, 4 sets. You can go heavy on this. I like to incorporate drop sets on this, so I start heavy, then I drop the weight, and I continue doing them for 20 to 30 reps per set. Do have an honorable mention. Leg extensions are great for quad isolation with peak tension at full contraction, and hamstring curls because your hammies need direct work as well. They're stretched during hip hinge movements, but shortened. So curls train them in the other range. And for arms, there's only 2 exercises. That's all you need. Incline seated dumbbell curls. And here's why this is S tier. When you sit back on an incline, it puts your arms behind your body, which means the long head of the biceps, the one that makes up most of the peak, is fully stretched before you even start curling. So it's very difficult to cheat on here. Training a muscle at long lengths produces more growth. And for the triceps, overhead tricep extension. Anything overhead, whether it's cables, dumbbell, kettlebell, is the same principle. The long head, which is the biggest of the 3 heads, crosses the shoulder joint. So when your arms are overhead, it's fully stretched, full lockout at the top. This exercise does more for tricep size than any other. Your pressing movements already hammer the triceps, and your pulling movements already hit the biceps. But these 2 isolations target the long heads in a stretch position, which finishes the job. And that pretty much wraps it up. Those are my S tier movements to build strength, which ultimately leads to muscle growth. Now, there are hundreds of other exercises out there, and many that you should be doing, because you cannot just be focusing on strength alone. To have an overall healthy athletic physique, you need to focus on your endurance and your conditioning as well. Remember, your heart is a muscle, and undeniably it is the most important one in your body, so you need to take care of it. I incorporate these exercises in my workouts, but I also add functional training and conditioning as well, and you can find all of that in my protocols below. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if this helped you out, and I'll see you in the next one.